Good evening, everyone. My name is Derek with Mobile Video Game Station. In this video, I'm going to go back to my childhood up until now to tell my story about how I got started with the Mobile Video Game Station. It was very difficult for me to explain and to be able to be open to everyone about my story. Some key points in my story my wife knew nothing about. We've been dating, married for going on 9 years. We've been dating for 15 years total. And some things in this story is going to come out. And I wanted my wife to understand of how and why I work the way I work. And here you go. I was able to go to Henderson State University, where I graduated. It's my alma mater. They actually offered me to be part of a panel for Black History Month. I was so scared to be a part of this panel because I knew they was going to dig deep into my life, and I would have to share my story for the first time in front of hundreds of people, which was totally fine with us, totally fine with me. I got to a point I asked God, do you think I'm ready? He told me it's time. It's time for everybody to understand of how and why you work the way you work. And so I went there, and when I told my story for the first time, like people that looked like me, people who talk like me, was amazed, and I touched them. And when I gave my story, everybody have a story, but when I gave my story touched them, and I saw it in their eyes. And so this is my story of Mobile Video Game Station, Derek Hampton childhood to now. I'm from Texarkana, native of Texarkana, Texas. I went to Texarkana, Arkansas side. That's where I graduated from Arkansas High. It was very hard growing up, like a lot of people. It was very hard growing up. We were a poor family. I have two total brothers by my mom. My older brother is 33, sorry. I'm 32. My younger brother is 31. And so my mom done an amazing job. First of all, I want to just say thanks to my mother, Amelia Hamilton, for doing a wonderful job of raising all three of us as a single parent. It was hard growing up. If you guys familiar with Texarkana, we had the projects there. Both sides of my family stayed in the projects for over 25 years. That's a long time. The projects, most people say are there to help people. I asked my mom one day about the projects. I asked my mother about the projects. Why our family stay in the projects? She said, hey, baby, it's just a stepping stone. We don't supposed to stay here. But my family was so comfortable with the projects that's all we knew. We moved out the projects, but our family still stayed in the projects. So we still grew up in the projects because we go visit every day in the projects. We was the kids that didn't have the Jordans, didn't have the Nikes, didn't have the polo shirts and all that. And to this day, we don't even buy those things because we didn't grow up on those things. And those were things we didn't have to have, and we grew up without them. So we don't buy them today. I don't even buy them for my kids as we speak. We pretty much buy everything to stay in budget, which is totally fine. Our mom used to buy one pair of shoes. We wear them all together. My older brother had all the newer clothes, and we pretty much got everything that passed down from him. My grandmother died in 2010. When my grandmother passed away, the obituary was stated that we had over 186 grandchildren. She had over 186 grandchildren. At the time, my mother was 40 years old, the oldest grandchild. My older brother is 33 as we speak today. He is the oldest great-grandchild. So everybody, all the grandchildren, 167 are under the age of 33. And that's let you know how big the family is. Now, this is in 2010. It's 2018 now. My family have grew at least a fourth of that. And we struggle. My family still struggles to this day. And hopefully my story will impact my family, my young cousins. Hopefully that it will bring someone that looks like me be able to express their story to help someone else. As we move from different cities, different schools, we were just hopping all over the place. We didn't have a stable place to stay. Mom worked up and down. She worked every day, all day, just to provide, a roof over our head, and we thank her for that. Our mother didn't help as much as she wanted to because she worked a lot, which my story is going to explain to you how being a parent affects your kids' education, that you gotta help. You gotta help your kids when it's come to education. My mom just couldn't help us at the time. My mother dropped out of school, middle school, junior high, never went back. She's actually going back as we speak to get her GED, but my mother, just worked. She had her first child at 16, 17, and 18. And so all she knew is work. Well, when we went to Texarkana, Arkansas side, I actually graduated from Arkansas High. That was very difficult for us because it was a Texas and Arkansas border. You go to one side, you get into it with another side because of the state line or whatnot. So it was very difficult for us to, be a part of their school. It was hard on our mother at the time. I started staying with my aunt, which was my guardian for about 2 years. During that time of going to Arkansas High School, I fought to be class clown. I competed against everybody to be a class clown. I was excited to be in the yearbook. I was excited for Miss Strebeck to take their picture of me. It was very exciting for me at that time. But I was a class clown every day. I graduated with 3.8 GPA. Wasn't thinking about going to college at all. My wife today was my girlfriend at the time in high school. She was actually transitioning to college. I still didn't know anything about college. No one pushed my family to go to college, so I wasn't trying to go to college at all. It was a lady named Sarah from Henderson State University recruitment office came down, pulled everybody with high GPAs. I was at that time, it was 2 weeks before school ended, and she pulled me out and said, "Hey, Derek, you got great GPAs. I'm a recruiter. You need to go to college." I was like, College? Nah, I'm too smart for college. I don't need college. She explained to me that education is very important. Something I never heard consistent. I never heard this consistent that college was a great thing. Where we from, hey, we didn't do it. We didn't have to do college at the time. We pretty much roamed the streets all the time. Mom was at work. It was just one of those things. But in high school, when she told me I need to be in college, I started preparing for college. I had a 3.8 GPA, top 25 in my class out of 262 students, if I'm getting that number right. But I had to prepare for college, so I had to take the ACT. And so the ACT was very difficult for me. I took the ACT 13 times. I was making 11, 9, 8, 7. At that point, I was like, hey, college is not for me. Now, keep in mind, I had a 3.8 GPA. I was thinking I was smart. I was on track. Hey, I'm gonna get this perfect score at ACT. I took it so many times that Henderson State at the time had super scores. They'll take the highest category of all English out of all my tests, math, and so on. And I ended up making a 22. Didn't have to take any remedial courses. I actually wrote an essay in high school. My teachers helped me out with the essay. I was awarded 10 scholarships. Very excited about going to college at this point. When I got to college, this is where it gets very difficult for me. When I got to college, my first class, I was very excited. My first class, they started reading immediately. Everybody started reading. We count off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way to 15. There was 30 people in there. We count off. I was number 15. I remember it like it was yesterday. Everybody started reading. So I went to the 15 paragraph, started reading the 15 paragraph. I noticed I was struggling. At that moment in college, I was struggling with that paragraph. I had 5 sentences and I was struggling with some of the words in there. The teacher got to me. I didn't even listen to the subject at the time. I just want to make sure when I read for the first time, I don't screw up. I don't know these people. Everybody are grown. And so here comes my turn. The teacher said, Mr. Hamilton, it's your turn. Eyes got huge. I was so scared that when she saw me, she called my name, she immediately passed me. Went to the next person. Everybody turned around like, hey, I got it. She's like, oh, no problem, Derek. She knew, guys. At that point, I went and got myself tested, and I was on a 9th grade reading level in college. 9th grade reading level. Ain't that crazy? 9th grade reading level in college. 9th grade reading level in college. At that moment, I knew I wasn't supposed to be in school. I knew I wasn't supposed to be in school. I was scared. I was frustrated. I was nervous. I knew I didn't supposed to be in school at that moment. I called my mother. She said, you're going to stay in there, son. I said, Mom, but I'm struggling. I'm struggling to read. I can read, but I couldn't read on the college level of what I need to be at. And so I joined a fraternity. I was trying to find brothers. My mom never visited me, only on homecoming when she had money to come to Henderson State. So I had to find somebody that can help me. I ended up looking into Greek life. I saw Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. At this moment, they was the biggest on the yard. They was the most uplifting. And when I joined the fraternity, I ended up looking down the line and seeing somebody I went to high school with. It was Brandon Thurston. Now, I'm going to give Brandon Thurston a lot of credit because Brandon Thurston is the one who helped me where I'm at today. I partnered with Brandon Thurston. He was considered my line brother at the time. I told Brandon Thurston, hey, I need help. Brandon Thurston then started helping me learn how to read again. He started helping me with papers, punctuation, all this good stuff. He's actually a doctor now. I won't call him a doctor, but he's a doctor now, and I'm very happy. I'm very excited I was able to connect with Brandon Thurston. In high school, we wasn't friends at all. We was just in band at the same time. Brandon Thurston was one of the guys that was a man of God, that understood, that didn't make fun of anybody. Out of the whole chapter, Brandon Thurston knew I was struggling with reading and writing papers. Well, Brandon Thurston began to help me and got me back on track. So I was a class clown, which hurt me so bad. Not only that, my mother didn't help me with my homework, my brothers, because she had to work all the time. That was very difficult for us. But keep in mind, I was a class clown. It's going to tie in just a second. As I learned how to was reading again and just touching base on a lot of stuff to get me back caught up. Me and my wife now was my girlfriend at the time, took a class together. It was philosophy. I remember I was so scared. I didn't want her to know. She never knew I struggled with reading at all. She never knew I struggled with reading. And I ended up dropping the class, told her it wasn't for me. I didn't supposed to take the class. And I ended up dropping the class. Keep in mind, I kept it from my wife for 9 years that I was struggling with reading at that time in college. When I graduated from college, I knew I was going to go to college to get 1 degree, business and management, and I knew I was just going to do 1 degree. I knew I couldn't do any more at that time. So I got my degree. I graduated in 3 years. I went to Henderson in 2006, graduated college in 2009. Very excited about that. I was also awarded the Outstanding Graduate of the TRIO program, which is a program to help students that need assistance financially. Ms. Hagage was a good person. If you listen to me, you're from Henderson State, you're going to Henderson, partner with them, see if they can help you out. Well, when I went through the transition to college, after I graduated from college, after I struggled getting through college, I ended up pledging a fraternity. The fraternity ended up helping me out through Brandon Thurston. They ended up teaching me the business life of how to make money, what to do with the money. And so I was a step master, which at that time I led the chapter through numerous of stepping competitions. I was one of the step masters there along with Andrew McDaniel Coffee, good people, Brandon Thurston. We actually built a step team that took us to BET. We had opportunity to be on 106 in Park. I mean, we just grew up, and the chapter just taught me so much about business. After I graduated from college, I started working for Hampton Inn as a night auditor. A night auditor at Hampton Inn was one of the employees that seen all the customers majority of the time when check-in come. I actually closed their books, opened the books, and so on. It was very exciting at the time when I was working at Hampton Inn. We ended up winning the Connie Award. That means it was best customer service out of like 1,400 hotels, which is awesome. They ended up giving me an offer to have my own hotel as a GM downtown Little Rock. I turned that down, and I went to ITT Tech as executive recruitment, learned how to do sales. I was selling education, figured out it wasn't for me. Then I went to Enterprise Rent-A-Car when I ran multiple branches. The multiple branches of running and understanding the customer service was from Enterprise Rent-A-Car, great program. I promoted up to about 3 or 4 times. I covered over 4 to 5 stores, thanks to Jawan Allen. After I stayed with Enterprise for 2 years of learning the customer service, the whole thing of customer service, I ended up working for Target. At this time, Target taught me how to break $1 down, how to move money from so on to over there to, Target was one of those companies that taught you how to take care of your community. There was a company that donated up to $4 million a week to education, which is huge. It was wonderful working at Target. They taught me a lot about the community, how to understand the accounting phase of it. Pretty much I would do a lot of reports of watching the money, where the money goes, and how to do orders. And Target was just an awesome company. In the midst of that, I want to start my own business. And so what I did was use what I'm good at, entertainment. I love entertainment. I love to entertain. Like I said in my early in the video, that I was a class clown. So being a class clown got me to where I'm at now. I love to make people smile. I love to make people just scream and just have an awesome time. And me and my wife came up with the mobile video game station. We were the first in the state of Arkansas. We pretty much built the foundation here in the whole state, from Texarkana all the way up to Fayetteville, Fort Smith area. The mobile video game station was built on anti-bullying. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what your background is. We don't like people talking about others, talking about, racial slurs. We don't like people getting bullied. We watch very careful. We watch very close to all those things. We do a lot of anti-bullying campaigns here in the state of Arkansas. Our company is basically the community. It's founded on the community, of helping the community grow. We actually have our first scholarship coming to Henderson State for a minority business major at Henderson State. The mobile video game station is a rig that's 32 foot long, and it has 755-inch 4K high definition TVs. We have Xbox Ones, PS4s, Wii's, Wii U's, 360s, regular Nintendo, Sega, Super Nintendo, karaoke, virtual reality, satellite. Not only that, when we started this company, we want to make sure we cross all our T's and dot all our I's. So we built another unit. The second unit, we have a ramp on there for disabilities, kids in wheelchairs, crutches, and all that good stuff. We also have TVs on the outside as well for more of the action, dancing, Just Dance, Michael Jackson, Just Dance, just all the fun. Even we have Duck Hunt on the outside and some old school games for people my age. We noticed how fast the game truck was taking off, so we designed 3 more units. We have a partner one in one in Louisiana and a partner one in Houston. We just excited. People ask me about the mobile game station. We donated about $15,000, $20,000 somewhere in there last year to the community. We put on a big summer block party for kids to get free school supplies with the Graffiti Apparel Company. We've been doing it for the last 2 years. It's our 3rd year. So we're just very excited about what Mobile Game Station has done for the community. Not only that, what the community has done for us. So we now have bounce houses, face painting, balloon art, artists, DJs. We have laser tag now, which you're very excited about it, dunk tanks. We have a lot of stuff that we give now, and we are very excited. I am a kid. I was a kid who came from the projects, who struggled with reading, who ended up graduating college in 3 years, starting his own company, and just growing a company from the bottom. We have a lot of work to do. We are very excited. Movia Game Station was voted the #1 venue of 2018 with the best birthday parties, which we were excited about. Once again, my name is Derek. I am the owner of Mobile Video Game Station. This is my story. I hope you enjoyed it. I was kind of nervous, but thank you so much and have an awesome day.